Hey guys, my name is Jacqueline. I am a corporate flight attendant and welcome to my YouTube channel, Jacqueline Travels. So today we're going to be talking about layover etiquette, and this goes for all flight attendants. All right, before we get into things, I want to bring it up again. It's been brought up in the past, but YouTube is still unsubscribing some of you guys from my channel, so please make sure that you are subscribed. This way you don't miss out on any future flight attendant videos. All flight attendants need to have a good demeanor because you're always on the clock even when you are laying over, but the layover etiquette that I will be referring to today is mostly for contract corporate flight attendants. There are a few reasons why layover etiquette is so important, and that's because you are on the clock, you are representing a company, they are paying you to have your downtime at a hotel or at a restaurant or whatever activities you choose to participate in on your layover. You're still representing a company, so even though it's downtime, it's not necessarily free time. There have been flight attendants who've been fired from their jobs for getting into trouble, drinking too much, fighting, just general poor behavior on layovers because they think it's their downtime. They should be able to do what they want, and that's not the case. All right, so let's just get into how you should behave on a layover. Like I said, this is for the contract corporate flight attendant, and there's a few things that you should remember. Just because you got that contract flight and you're on a layover doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to work for this person again. You are still auditioning for the job. Contract pay for a corporate flight attendant is great. I know that you're going to be wanting to work more than one trip, so you need to behave this way the pilots send positive reports back to the company and they're willing to hire you again. So I guess the first thing that we can touch on is social media. I am on social media. I love social media. I'm right here on YouTube. I share my trips whenever I can. I share the airplanes whenever I can, but I know what the boundaries are, and sometimes I'm not able to share things that are really exciting or people who might be really exciting. And having confidentiality is more important to me than having clout on the gram. If you are contracting as a corporate flight attendant, make sure you know the social media guidelines for the company that you're flying for. Are you able to show the galley? Are you able to show the food that you prepared on the flights? Are you able to show the hotels? Just make sure that you're covered. Don't try to stunt too hard. Be smart about what you put on social media. The next thing that we're going to talk about is being open to criticism. Don't be offended. When you are contracting, sometimes you're working with pilots who have a full-time position with this company, or maybe they've contracted more times than you with this company and they understand how things work. So if you're on a layover, you're at that crew dinner and the pilots want to give you feedback, of course it should be respectful feedback. Hopefully the point of them offering their opinion to you is to help you, but listen, accept it. We can all always learn. It doesn't matter how long you've been in your profession. You can always be a better person, a better worker, a better employee, a better contract flight attendant. So if someone's offering you criticism, embrace it. Use it to make you a better you. Don't get defensive and don't fight with the pilots. If you don't agree with what they're saying, or if they're saying something just totally off base, just smile. Hey, I appreciate the feedback, change the topic, and move on. Probably one of the most important pieces of advice that I can share with you today is be punctual. I know you have all heard the saying a million times, if you're on time, you're late. That couldn't be more true than it is in the airline industry. If you're a commercial flight attendant and you're running late for a trip, crew scheduling is going to call a reserve flight attendant sitting in the airport to work that flight, and that plane will leave without you. If you're a contract flight attendant and you're running late, you're not going to be contracting again, maybe for a long time. Word travels. Make sure that you have a good reputation. I mean, this is simple. This goes for all aspects of being a flight attendant. If you're meeting the crew downstairs, show up at the time you agreed to show up. Show up earlier than that time. And if you're running late, be respectful and send a text. Hey, you guys, I got caught up. Give me 5 more minutes. I'll meet you downstairs. Start without me. So a good way to ensure that you'll be on time is just be as prepared as you can. I love a list. I've got one going on right now. Use a planner, whatever it takes to keep you organized so you can stay on track, so you can be on time. Find that method that works for you and stick to it. But most importantly, show up, be on time, be early, especially when it comes to the van times or when you guys have a rental car and you're meeting in the lobby to head to the FBO to start working a flight. Be downstairs early. If you're frantic, it will show, and if you're late, you're failing. Another way that you can demonstrate good layover etiquette is to be gracious. Say thank you to every single person who helped you at the FBO. Thank the pilots if they're offering to help with any aspect of your job. That may be passing dishes off of the jet to the employees at the FBO, taking the trash off of the plane for you, grabbing an extra bag of ice because there wasn't enough delivered. Whatever the case may be thankful for the people who are helping you. This will help set a good impression. People will remember who you are because you're pleasant to work with, and that can help you get more contract work in the future. Be gracious to the hotel staff when you're checking in. If your point of contact at a company has a travel agent that they work with to help with reservations and a trip changes, and you're dealing with that travel agent and things get stressful, be kind. Be kind to that travel agent because they'll report back to the point of contact at that company and you don't want to tarnish your name. So at all measures, be a gracious person. This goes for all aspects of life, not just the flight attendant world. Anytime someone helps you or goes above and beyond, even if it's just a menial task, thank them for it. All right, dressing professional. I put my pearl earrings in for you guys today. I put on some makeup. I tried to look nice for you, even though I'm playing stay-at-home flight attendant and I'm in my home sitting on the floor. I still wanted to look professional when I took my time to speak with you. And when you're on a layover, you should still dress professional. It's something that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but you really are representing a company. A lot of times, flight crew stays in hotels with other flight crew, so this could actually be a great time for you to start networking, and you're gonna wanna look your best. I'm not saying you have to be done to the nines every time you're on a layover. Certainly you guys have seen me chatting with you guys, and I don't wear makeup when I'm in the islands or, just things like that. But what I'm saying is don't walk around with inappropriate sayings on your t-shirt or booty shorts or like the mesh shirt spring break kind of look. That look doesn't work anywhere. It hardly works on the beach. So again, it's your downtime. You want to be able to relax. You want to be able to spend that time how you want, but just look professional when you're in your downtime. And circling back to the downtime, I've mentioned this before in videos, but when you're a commercial flight attendant and you are on your layover, you have your own time to do what you want. The only thing that you need to be responsible again, really, is your check-in time for your flight the next day. So as a commercial flight attendant, you get to the hotel and your time is your time. As a corporate flight attendant, that's not the case. Your downtime is cleaning the airplane, securing food for the upcoming flights. Sometimes we cook in our hotel rooms. There's a ton of grocery shopping. If there's a special event on the airplane, you might have to pick up decorations or flowers or whatever is requested of you. So downtime as a corporate flight attendant is spent working. So corporate flight attendants, contract corporate flight attendants, when you're out there on your downtime, remember, you might not be on the airplane, but you are still at work. So be professional. And as a corporate flight attendant, if you do get some of that downtime and you're hanging out with the crew and really just enjoying your layover, put your phone down and be present. You can learn so much from the pilots. It's a great time to network, but you want to be present in the conversation. You want people to remember you and you want to make a good and lasting impression. So don't be on your phone the entire time that you're on your layovers. Really make an effort to socialize. I really think it's important to treat the crew how you treat your passengers. You wouldn't be having a half conversation with a passenger and texting on your phone or checking Twitter updates or anything like that. You would be fully present and fully in the moment. And it's an easy way to show a lot of respect to someone. And the same goes for plating crew meals. I always like the pilot's meals to mimic the passenger meals. And if I have time on an airplane, I will make the pilot's dishes look just as good as I make the passenger dishes look. Granted, there's not always time, and generally pilots are just happy to be fed in the first place. An extra special touch really goes a long way and it makes you memorable. So treat the crew how you would treat the passengers. And then we can just go back to simple etiquette just because it's important in our everyday lives. So if you're having that crew dinner, don't talk with your mouth open. Don't chew with your mouth open. No one wants to see that. Again, be attentive. Listen to the people who are speaking. Be an active listener. Make eye contact. Nod your head. Show that you're listening. Are we all on the same page right now? Just generally have manners. There are so many sloppy people out there. Don't be one of them. And then when you are partaking in these crew dinners, this is very important. I can't stress this enough. Whether you are a commercial flight attendant or a corporate flight attendant, do not drink too much on your layover. It will affect how you look, it will affect how you act, it will affect how you feel, which will affect your performance on the airplane. At a crew dinner, don't drink too much. I myself am not really a drinker, so I didn't have this mentality like, oh, just remember, don't order a glass of wine at dinner. It's not anything like that. You can have a glass of wine with your dinner, but you shouldn't be taking shots at the hotel bar. And you shouldn't be in the hotel crew rooms getting totally wasted with other members who are laying over. It's not a good look. Word spreads fast. Don't be that person. I know this might seem like common knowledge to many of you, but it is astonishing the stories that you hear about people ruining their jobs, ruining their lives because they had terrible layover behavior. So I just wanted to make a quick video. Maybe you already know this, maybe it's something you practice. I'm sure it's something a lot of you practice because I follow a ton of amazing flight attendants on social media. But if you are looking to get into the industry, this could just be a good reminder that our lives look glamorous on the internet. We do stay at fabulous places. We travel on fancy airplanes. Like, we're super lucky, but we have to really behave ourselves and not give into the temptations of being in Miami during spring break or flying passengers to whatever music festival is going on and everyone else at the hotel is partying. Temptation is there, but be above it. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that you were able to take some tips from this video. If you guys have questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns, post them down below for me. Please make sure to like my video and leave me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're looking for me on social media, my Twitter is at Jack Travels, that is JAC Travels. And if you're looking for me on Instagram, I am Jacqueline Travels, just like I am right here on YouTube. Thank you again for coming by.